wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. Being the wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is not.
Who said you had to pick up the drawers? Y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that. We always act like that's such a big thing. Like, especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls of yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown ass man,
there it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Facts. What he wants in the future.
And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. I think a lot of women get it confused. Not your responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday in the building. Like I said, shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Shout out to all of our viewers over on YouTube. We appreciate you checking in with the platform over here at Kandid Konvos. Shout out to all my Facebook people as well. I said, drop a comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're representing from, so we know who's checking in and you know who's joined us tonight to get this great content and this great conversation. All right. Folks checking in early. Crystal Reed in the building. She said, "Happy Wednesday, everyone." What's going on with you, Crystal? Appreciate you supporting the show, checking in with us as always. Shout out to my guy Donovan Crawford in the building. He said, "Good evening, happy hump day." Man, happy hump day, happy hump day. All right. Well, let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. All right. If I can get this to come up. Okay, here's the link to the panel. So you can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge, your Apple device. I know if you're coming through Apple device, you have to use Safari or the Safari browser. Plus, this is how you join us up on the panel. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. We always encourage you to keep your camera on for a better show, better engagement. We also have this link in all of the chat feeds, so you can catch it on the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook. And you can also catch it at the Quay Price page on Facebook, or shoot me a message and I'll send it over to you. But as easy as we can get it to you. We always encourage you to come on the panel, so definitely come join us and don't be scared. But we'll lead us up here for a little bit as we get into the show. Let's see who else we got checking in the building. Eva Wright in the building. She said, "Hey y'all, what's going on, Eva? Appreciate you as always. All right. So I don't know, Chloe. Let me do this real quick. Everybody watching right now, do me a favor and hit that like button for us. Likes are free, so hit that like button for us. I said that helps with our exposure, helps us get to as many of our people as possible with these great conversations and topics that we discuss on Candid Konvos. All right. So I don't know. You want to get right on into this, Chloe?
Let's get into it.
Okay. So we're gonna get on into this. I don't know if Vince is hopping on. Yeah, we'll see. But we're gonna go get on into this conversation. So topic for tonight. You too darn petty. I try to say that in my political voice. Let me say it the correct way. Topic for tonight. You too damn petty. All right. So we're gonna touch on I got two things tonight, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this conversation. So I'm gonna kick off this first video. Let me drop this link down for me. And anybody that needs the link, just drop a comment and I'll get that to you. All right, so I'm gonna kick this first one off, then we'll get on into this.
Chivalry.
Yeah. Do you think it's a lost case right now, or do you think men are still showing up in that space for women?
Some men are, but a lot of men are moving away from chivalry, and it's because women push them away from it.
How so?
These women want to be equal to men. You don't get chivalry and equality.
I don't want to be equal. I want to know what it feels like when y'all have a woman, but I don't want to be equal.
I get it. But you can't get equality and chivalry from men. Those two don't go together. You can't say, hey, treat me like an equal. And then on the other hand, say, well, open my door because I'm a woman. You got to pay the bill because I'm a woman and you a man. Well, wait a minute. I thought you said you didn't need a man and you equal to a man. Well, chivalry is treating you a certain way because you're a woman. Equality is treating you the same as the men. So do you want to be equal? If you want to be equal, then you don't get chivalry. That's the way it goes. And so a lot of women have fought, argued, marched for equality. You want equality, you don't get chivalry. Pay half the bill.
I don't know. Do I need to run that back? You muted right now. Do I need to run that back or not?
No, I mean, I got it. I mean, I got what I needed. I've seen what I needed to see. So no, I'm good.
Okay. Man, topic for the night. You too damn petty. All right. So I'm sure y'all saw the video right there. Listen, let me know if I need to run that back. But I'm sure y'all saw the video right there. So the brother's talking to the young lady. Young lady is talking about chivalry and what has happened to chivalry. And the brother is saying that the ladies wanted to ladies want to be equal, and basically you can't get both. It's one or the other. He said the ladies fought for equality, essentially to be equal to men. But then in certain instances, they want the non-equal treatment, if you will, or the feminine treatment. And he said you can't get both. So I don't know. We're gonna have this conversation. Then I got another one I'm gonna touch after we get through this one. Let me get this comment real fast. He said, Donovan said, He said, there it is. Okay. All right. So I don't know, Chloe, what you see, what you thinking? What you feeling on that one?
I mean, I've said it before, you know, I mean, I guess I'll say it again. Like, this is what, you know, this is what we argue for, right? Like women in general. Obviously, not all women were a part of this struggle. Not all women were a part of this fight. A lot of us knew it was nonsense. And this is where it has gotten us, right? Like, look at it. We did ask for equality. We didn't ask for equity. That's a different conversation. And honestly, that's a better conversation, to ask for equity, to ask for the same opportunity that a man has, right? To be seen as just.
You just muted.
Sorry. To be seen as just as qualified or capable, not necessarily to be equal to a man, meaning that you want to take on the same roles and responsibilities and have the same, expectations. The truth of the matter is, we don't really want to have the same expectations as men. We really don't want to have the exact same level of responsibility as men either. We don't actually want to be men. So I think that, unfortunately, we put ourselves in this situation where, men are, at the point where they're like, you asked for this. Now, when we're finally at a point where we're giving you what you asked for, and it ain't giving what it's supposed to have, yay. Now, all of a sudden, you want chivalry back. But, you've been brainwashing and conditioning men to believe that you had it all under control and you didn't need them. So if you've been brainwashing and conditioning men to believe you didn't need them all this time, so then why should they still be opening doors for you and pulling out chairs? Then why? You don't need it. You pull out your own chairs. You can open your own doors. You don't need it. So I don't necessarily agree that with the sentiment that a man should stop being gentlemanly simply because women, want to be masculine. I think you are who you are, and you should stay in your frame, and you should maintain your character regardless of whatever a woman is doing. So I don't disagree that that's an appropriate justification, but I do get the sentiment. Like, I get it. Like, how long are men supposed to listen to women say they don't need them for this, or they don't need them for that, or they can do bad all by themselves, and then to turn around and say, man, why aren't you doing man things? Because you're a man. Women are the new men. So women are the new men. They're the better version, right? So hey, do it yourself.
All righty. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Yeah, I want to say this. I said because I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something, Lesson. I've got a second set of context that I'll pull us into in a minute, but I'm seeing something. And I gotta be honest. I don't like how some of these dudes is moving these days. Yeah, let me keep it a buck. Yeah, I know it's a lot of nonsense going on out here right now. Listen, we're going to get into some of that in a minute, but I know it's a lot of nonsense going on out here right now. It's a lot of tit for tat going on right now. And I said, I'm not with it. Yeah, I'm looking at the video. I understand what the brother is saying. Like I said, he's making valid points. Yep, if you want to be equal, let's be equal across the board. So if the ladies are saying that they want to be equal to the men, then let's do that. Yeah, but what we're not going to do is we're not going to do the pick and choose. Yeah, so we're not going to do the 1 minute you want to be equal to the fellas and do what the fellas do, and then the next minute you want the cat to be soft with you and treat you feminine. Like that's not how that works. So we're not going to do the back and forth, but what are y'all picking and choose? But let me run this. I'm going to run this video back just for anybody who's just joining us. So I want everybody to have the context, at least the first part of the context. So bear with me here.
Yeah. Do you think it's a lost case right now, or do you think men are still showing up in that space for women?
Some men are, but a lot of men are moving away from chivalry, and it's because women push them away from it.
How so?
These women want to be equal to men. You don't get chivalry and equality.
I don't want to be equal. I want to know what it feels like when y'all have a woman, but I don't want to be equal.
I get it. But you can't get equality and chivalry from men. Those two don't go together. You can't say, hey, treat me like an equal. And then on the other hand, say, well, open my door because I'm a woman. You got to pay the bill because I'm a woman and you a man. Well, wait a minute. I thought you said you didn't need a man and you equal to a man. Well, chivalry is treating you a certain way because you're a woman. Equality is treating you the same as the men. So do you want to be equal? If you want to be equal, then you don't get chivalry. That's the way it goes. And so a lot of women have fought, argued, marched for equality. You want equality. You don't get chivalry. Pay half the bill.
And the brother closed it out with pay half the bill.
Yeah. I think it's bad that we just come back to the I think it's bad that we come back to the money. I feel like this is where we are. I think this is where we are as a people, as a society, and definitely as a Black community. I feel like things affect the Black community just so much more severely. And it's interesting that we don't see how deeply money has affected us. We were so much more connected and so much more unified and so much more peaceful with each other. Not that we didn't always have some type of problem or something going on in our community, but as far as just being a community, because right now we don't even feel like a community other than just being a group of people. Like nothing other than us being a group of similar culturally people. Other than that, there's nothing that makes us a community. We don't even really have one. So it's bad because money has really just came in, and it seems like the more money we've made as a community, the more opportunities for success that Black people have experienced, the further the divide. And it just makes me go back to the scripture, like it's the love of money, right? Is the root of all evil. It's not money itself. It's the love of it. And what I think people are missing is every time we have one of these conversations, somehow it always comes back to money. And I think that it needs to be understood that as women, this is why sometimes I say women can't handle it. Women can't handle very high positions of power. Because ladies, you can feel how you want to feel. I really don't care. It goes to our heads. This thing with us wanting to be equal with men, when we feel like we level up financially, we feel like we then become equal. And what it does is it does something to the mindset of a woman. Very few women are able to reach a certain level of power, especially power over men, and still stay in their feminine frame. It's very difficult for them to do so. And all you have to do is pay attention. And you'll see that it's a problem. Yeah, and I think that, women can say whatever they want to say. But when women were more simple as far as what their needs and desires were, when women didn't feel the need or such a strong desire to compete with men, I think we saw a much more productive, society as far as the relationships between men and women. And that's important because the family relationship and structure is the backbone of our community, which is part of the reason why our community is a mess right now.
No, that's real right there. I see we got a lot of ladies down in the comments. So I got a question. I'm gonna pose this to the ladies in the comments. So ladies in the comments right now, drop a comment. Why does it seem like when a young lady does achieve a certain level of power, especially within corporate America, why does it seem like she does? It's like it goes to her head. And I know that's not all women, but that definitely does take place. So anybody down in the comments, drop a comment and let me know what you think, or where do you think that comes from? And I would even go as far as saying it's not even at that point that she feels equal. She actually feels like she's above.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just curious. So somebody drop a comment and let me know, why do y'all think that happens? In that situation. But let me circle back to the brother in that first video. And like I said, I want to say this. This is my problem. I'm seeing a lot of tit for tatting going on out here. The ladies do something, the fellas do something. We constantly bucking, going back and forth. And to be honest, I'm looking for fellas to just set the tone at this point. Yeah, at the end of the day, fellas, it ain't always got to be a punishment. Let me keep it a buck. You can still hold the door, fellas. Yeah, some of these ladies might be out here fooling, bro, and trust me, I see it. But that shouldn't cause you to kill or destroy your gentleman mindset. Yeah, I mean, that's my problem. And see, I think that's a part of the issue. Hold on, Herschel. I'll send it. I'm gonna send it to you, Herschel. Hold tight. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I want to send this to my guy real fast. All right. But yeah, I think that's part of the issue. Some of this stuff, the fellas ain't setting the tone. And what I mean by that is fellas got to set the tone of what they're not going to accept. Yeah, but what I see right now happening is, some of our ladies are setting the tone and then the dudes are responding to it.
That's it. That's it.
And that's not how that's supposed to go. So if anything, let's say the lesson to take from this one is, fellas, you got to set the tone and let it be known what you're not going to tolerate and accept. And if the ladies cannot align themselves after that tone is set, then you let them go about their way.
Exactly.
What's going on, my guy Herschel? What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing, Chloe?
Hey.
Doing well, man. Doing well. Let me get some of these comments real fast just to catch us up. Let's see. Donovan said, let's see. How can women be masculine and demand they want a man to be in their lives just to end up bucking and battling him in every facet of the relationship? No, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's a part of the struggle. And this is why I say, fellas got to set the tone. Because see, if the tone is set, a lot of this right here, this ain't gonna even be able to take place.
Right.
Yeah, but I think where we're going wrong is we're allowing a lot of this stuff to take place, and then we respond to it. And typically what it does is it takes us into an emotional state. So we respond to it, and then it still doesn't go right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if that tone is set right out the gate from the beginning, and the boundaries and all of those things are set at the beginning, then a lot of this stuff can't even exist, to be honest with you. See, Kenyatta said, I think it's an ego thing. Some women have superseded their mothers, their husbands / men. I see it as I have arrived. Facts. Facts. Yeah, but I said, to your point, Kenyatta, I said that is a problem, right? Because what we'll do on the flip side of that is, the young lady will take on that attitude, and then she'll want to say that the men that are around her or approaching her are somehow intimidated. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. So like I said, some of these attitudes and mindsets we taking on, we really got to get them in check if we're going to keep it real out here. But see, Donovan said these ladies are reacting, not responding. That too. Yeah, but that's what I see some of our brothers doing as well, reacting. Yeah, reacting to what's going on. And listen, we're going to touch on that in a minute. Yeah, we're going to touch on that in a minute. I know if you want to say anything, Herschel, you just getting in, man. You muted right now, man.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just taking it in right now. So
okay. All right, cool. Just checking. All right. We got another comment. Let's see. Kenyatta said it's a huge problem, and now they want a man to match their energy. True.
Right. Which is the most ridiculous thing ever. Once again, I mean, y'all have to excuse me because I'm just really not with the ish. Like at the end of the day, like no man should be matching your energy. That's just not how do you want a man to lead you? How do you want a man to be the protector, the provider, the head of the household? You guys say you still want that, right? You say you want that, but then you want him to match your energy. That makes no sense. He's supposed to be setting the tone. He is supposed to be the leader. You say you guys you're struggling to find a man to lead you, but is it that you really want to be a leader? So when you come across a man that actually can lead and is willing to and wants to, the issue really is you don't want to yield to his leadership. You got a problem with his leadership. So you make it about him and not really about you. And to me, that's what is given. So you want him to match your energy. You say, well, the issue is he can't match my energy. He's not supposed to. If a man is operating in his masculine the way he's supposed to, he's definitely not matching your energy. You're a female. Why would you want a masculine man to match your feminine energy? And why would you be trying to, as a female, which you're supposed to be in your feminine energy, be trying to match his? It's out of order. It doesn't work. You guys are putting out, I don't think that sometimes women understand what they're putting out. And then they'll say stuff like, men don't approach me. You know why they don't approach you, baby? Because energy is just that. It's energy. They can pick up on your resistance from a mile away. They can pick up on that masculine, brute, I want to be in control, I want to take charge vibe that you're putting out. That's why they're not approaching you. Please believe it's in the way you walk, it's in the way you talk, it's in the way you dress, it's in the way you drink, it's in the way you eat, it's just coming out of your pores. And they're not going to approach that. Listen, I mean, they don't want to be in a relationship with another man. They're straight. They're heterosexual men. They don't want to lie down with a man with tits. I mean, with a woman with, you're giving a man vibe, yet you look like a woman, but that's not the energy you giving off. And I mean, why would they be attracted to that?
Right. No, that's real right there. Let's see me get a couple of these comments. Let's see. Eva Wright said they're confused and forgot about compatibility. No doubt. Yeah, you know what? I don't even know, to respond to this, Eva Wright, I don't even know if compatibility is still a thing. Yeah, the way some of these folks today think, like it almost seems like today it's all about, I want you to get on, or I want you to follow me. Yeah, I want you to get on my program. It's like I don't know what happened to the whole thing. And I said, maybe I'm dating myself. Actually, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go to my guy Hirsch in a minute, but I just remember when you was going on some of your first dates, like one of your goals was to try to make sure y'all could match up. So it's like, as the guy, you was trying to figure out what type of spot to take the young lady to, hopefully she be feeling the vibe of the spot you was taking her, and, trying to make sure, the place you took her to had some food that, she might be feeling. Like you was trying to match up and see if y'all can, you can kind of set it up to where it all kind of mesh in the middle. But it's like now, it's just like, hey, this is what I want. And you either line up with what I want or else. And it's just like, where that come from? Like, when has anything successfully in life worked off of that formula? Like, and it's just like, for me, it's just so overly selfish now. And then we wonder why we don't get the results that we're looking for. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand. Let me get this comment. That didn't come up. It's my guy Donovan said, let's see, I guess matching energy is a plea for him to be fickle, unstable, and irresponsible. Let's see, deflect faults and be wishy-washy about loyalty and commitment. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. Like I said, I don't think we understand the importance of balance. Yeah, I don't think we get that at this point. Yeah, but balance is very important. That is why we even have the whole structure of the male and the female. If there's things that men are not that good at, that women are great at. And there's things that, men are great at that, women are not as good at. Yep, and that's a part of the balance. But it's like all this matching and all of this, it's like that's not how that works. That ain't gonna work that way. Sound good, it's cute, it's trendy. But I mean, shoot, I don't know how many trendy marriages are still surviving today. I mean, we can go look at the reports. A lot of these trendy marriages, they're not still going at this point. So we got to keep it real. Let me go to my guy Hirsch. You want to say anything on this, man? You still muted right now, man.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like, the problem is that we, it's all about positions. We have, to play our positions, and that's where we lost it. Everybody is blending in the whole position thing. It's like for a basketball team, that's why you got a center, that's why you got a forward, a point guard, shooting guard. Everybody has to play their position. They have a certain position to do a certain particular thing. And then when, one person tries to do this and try to do that, that's where the problem comes into place. And too many people are not viewing it like that. They're just viewing it like, I want to get mine. And like you were saying about this, it's like a lot more self-centeredness going on these days. And insecurities and survival mode.
That's true.
Survival mode. So that's kind of where it initially comes from. Everybody, when you get in that survival mode, it's anything goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not you're not worrying about, okay, well, let me let him do his thing, let me do my thing. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to do this and do that. And it's a feeling of empowerment. Like, anybody that has that expresses or gets some independence, it's a good feel. It's like a euphoric. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you you throw those bills in the mail and you pay and you good and you got your groceries, or it's a good feeling when okay, I took care of that. I did that. So anybody that's gonna experience that is gonna like that. It's gonna gravitate to that. It's gonna be like a drug in a way, But so that's just my take on it. I think, and so for the females, traditionally, back in the day, it wasn't like really mandated for them to have to take care of the family until the whole single parent thing got into place and the breakup of the families. And then now, like the economy, like right now, I was watching some article somewhere was talking about now you got to make like a little more than 6 figures to just get into an average home. Like,
saw that, yeah.
Like what in the world? So do you have we gotta work, everybody gotta work now. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know, it's the whole that's the whole thing. Just positions. Everybody gotta play their position. And
yeah. Yeah, you bring up a good point though, man. And that's why I think, you know, these conversations are needed. Let's say when you just brought up the example of that article that you came across, you know, regarding home ownership, and now they're now saying that, you know, folks need to be making six figures to be able to afford an average home, you know, in this current landscape. See, these types of things, or those types of things, are why we got to stop playing out here. Yeah, the way that this thing, or the direction that this thing is going to get to a point where you are literally going to need a partner to be able to survive out here. Yeah, you're going to need a husband, wife. You're going you're a roommate. Like you're going to need something to survive out here. When we get to a point where somebody making $100,000 plus is making ends meet trying to have an average house, like we need to really think about what's going on. Like that was never the case. I remember back in the time when houses was $20,000. Now we at the point where a six-figure earner is struggling, basically living check to check, trying to live in a house by themselves. So I mean, we got to get real out here. Yeah, while we out here playing with each other, bucking, talking about we don't want to play our roles and all this nonsense we doing, the economy is changing. Yeah, but as people have been saying lately, winter is coming. Yeah, but we out here playing around like this thing is a game, like the debt ceiling ain't blowing up, like World War III ain't on the brink. Like we out here acting like the Cheesecake Factory holding up some progress or something like this. We got to get real out here, man. This thing ain't no game. I thought the ladies used to say it's cuddle season. I'm like, we got to get real out here. Because in a minute, man, I don't know when the last time y'all went to the grocery store, but in a minute, there ain't going to be no chicken wings for your single self. You ain't going to be able to afford these Kroger's and Myers bills single by yourself. Like, man, we don't wake up and quit playing, man. It's getting real out here. Let me get this comment. Let's see. Kenyatta said, just had a conversation. Let's see. Regarding the term pick me. Why is this term even relevant? So let me respond to this right here. So I'm just going to give you my opinion, Kenyatta, because I'm in a lot of these conversations. So the word pick me, this is just my opinion. This is not factual. I didn't go to Wikipedia for this. This is just from what I see. From what I see, the word pick me was created to describe the woman who wanted to be cooperative with men. Yeah, that is what I see. Yeah, we have a lot of ladies who are quote unquote anti-men, anti-relationship. They're anti-submission. So they would coin that term and use it towards women who were not aligned with that mindset. So the women who was like, hey, I want me a man. I need me a man. You know, if the men want this is the space I'm willing to play. If the men say they want feminine men, I'm a feminine woman. I'm a submissive woman. And because of that, that term was coined to reference those women who wanted to be cooperative, feminine women. Yeah, but that is what I see as it relates to this term of this pick me. You want to say something, Chloe? Go ahead.
I would also say that we see it used more frequently as an insult. Right. It has become, it was always intended to be an insult. But what I mean now is a woman could just simply agree with something that a man said, and she's a pick me. It could be something as simple as that. A man can say something and she can agree with something. And if it's not what the majority of women are saying, or how the majority of women feel, is she's the pick-me. You know, that's what it's become. It's so now it started out as, oh, we're just going to describe these women that, you know, seem like they, you know, what Kawasi said. And now it has evolved into the point where, yeah, anytime a woman just even agrees with the man, she could be a pick-me. It's just that simple. And so now women are just insulting other women with this term, which is ridiculous because they don't understand that being chose is the goal.
At least that's what I thought.
Always be the goal. It's still a goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what
You're
I
not going
thought.
to gaslight us. You're not going to gaslight us, the women who are smart enough to know that being picked is still the goal.
Facts.
Being chosen is still the goal. You're not going to gaslight me, women, with your narcissistic tendencies and make me believe that being chosen or wanting to be chosen is bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's real. That's real. Let me get this comment from my guy Vince checking in. What's going on with your brother? He said winter is here. It's so cold in the D. Yeah. Winter is definitely here. It's gonna be a lot of cold folks out here because we out here playing. It's gonna be a lot of cold folks this winter. Let's see. Donovan said, well, the pick-me's got what the independents truly desire. Right. Exactly.
Oh, I like that, Donovan, the independent.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's right. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, just to answer your question, Kenyatta, the term, honestly, it's irrelevant. Yeah, because at the end of the day, the goal is still the goal. The goal is relationship. The goal is marriage. The goal is companionship. So just because you try to label a young lady because she wants to be cooperative to men and she knows what she wants and is willing to do what she needs to do to get what she wants with regard to a relationship or being married, there's nothing wrong with that. And trust and believe the men out here recognize that, and she definitely will get scooped up. Let's call it what it is. Yep, so we'll leave it just like that. All right. I got one more. I'm going to loop in here real fast. Because I just thought this mess was funny. I'm going to see what y'all say. Man, it's getting wild out here. Man, topic for tonight. You too damn petty. Okay. So yeah, I came across this video. Young lady, I guess with the man for 7 years. She decides to propose to the man at the restaurant. I got questions, but I'm gonna be cool for a minute. So Donovan came right out the gate. He said, "Nope." Okay. Okay, so what's that? He said, "Hell no." Okay.
I mean,
so
okay. So I'm gonna tell the truth on myself. Like, I remember there was a time when I thought this was okay. It was a long time ago, but I did. There was a long time ago when I thought something like this.
Oh my God.
Yep. There was. I told you I've done the work. I really have done the work to heal. Like there was once upon a time, and a long time ago, I was much younger, probably about 20 years younger, when I thought that this was okay. Like I didn't think it was a big deal, right? Like why should it matter? But now, of course, I know why it matters. But that's because if I'm being honest, I had totally drank the Kool-Aid. Like I totally felt like, why, men should be able to do this, women should be able to do that. So when I speak to you guys, I'm speaking literally from personal experience in a lot of cases, and understanding that there had to be some, there has to be a healing of the mindset. That's why I say that all the time. It's the mindset. It's the mindset. The way you're acting, the way you're talking, what you believe, all of this, it affects your mindset. And there had to be a change. So when I say, ladies, we have to take a look at ourselves, it's because we don't realize how affected we are by some of the conditioning that we're receiving until it's like a mirror is held up for us. Watching her get down on her knee, and I've seen a few of those recently, the videos where the woman is proposing, and now I look at it and it's cringy. And I'm like, I can't believe that I ever thought that that's okay. Like, it is so out of order. It's so out of order. But when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I mean, I was low key out of order. Like, being honest, it's so out of order. You are stepping out of your position and your role as a woman. You don't choose the direction that your relationship goes into. The man does that. That's why he proposes. It's a process. It's an exchange. You go from the care and protection of your family, your father, should he be in your life, to the care and protection of this man who is going to be your husband. That there needs to be an exchange that happens there. You don't initiate that. That's not the way that's supposed to go. So when you do that, you're stepping out of line. And I feel like when you start it that way, that's the way it's going to continue. You're just going to be out of order the whole time. So now what? Like, who decides what in a relationship? Because you decided y'all was going to get married. You didn't even give this man the opportunity to do that. And here's the thing, ladies. If a man is taking too long and you feel like he's taking too long to propose, there needs to be a discussion, right? Because maybe there's something there. Maybe it's not. Maybe he has a reason. But there needs to be a conversation that happens, because you don't want to be the one initiating that. It's wrong. And then as a man, I would like to know where that story went, because half of me is wondering if he just accepted so that she wouldn't be embarrassed.
Oh, you already know.
Because literally, like, why would he feel good about that? Why would he feel good that his chick got down on one knee and proposed to him? Like, how does that? Y'all don't understand that that's emasculation.
For sure.
That's literally what that is. You just put him in the role of a woman. And he's supposed to feel good about that. That's all kinds of weird. That y'all out here, being goofy, but maybe y'all just need to grow. I had to grow. And so this is why we have these conversations. Grow past this mindset. Don't be in such a rush. And listen, if you feel like the relationship is going nowhere, then maybe that's a different decision that needs to be made. And it's certainly not a proposal.
Yep, straight like that. Let me get this comment. I'm gonna come to you, Hirsch. Give me one sec. Shout out to Leisha. I think that's Leisha D from YouTube checking in. Appreciate you. Rocking with the platform, joining us tonight. She said, I'm a new listener. I'm definitely not going to propose to a man looking needy. Yeah, Lisa said, you ain't about to have me out here like that. Appreciate that comment. All right, go ahead, Hirsch.
Yeah, I got a few different thoughts about this video or whatever. So my question is that I'm wondering if the reason why the lady proposed is because she's been waiting so long for him to do it, he hasn't got around to doing it. And if that's the case, then he's probably not there yet. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. Because in my just comprehension of, proposal, marriage and courting and all that, when the guy ready, he gonna do it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? If it never comes, it never happens, then, you need to reevaluate who you're with, or if the guy really wants to be there with you. And the other thing is, like, I know a lot of people are looking at it so much, like the lady, just the comment she just made about looking needy and how it looks and emasculating and all that. I mean, I just can bypass all that stuff because I mean, in life we do tons of different things in life where it can look like this, look like that, whatever. My thing is, it goes right back to the whole playing your position thing. Just play a position. Like the position that's not how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Just play a position. Let the guy do it. Honestly, because for real, like when the man want to marry you, he's gonna do it. He's gonna propose to you on his terms or on your terms. It's gonna be a mutual thing, but he's gonna be the one to do it. Like for me, it would be totally wrong if I'm with a female and she end up getting on her knees. And I clearly missed the mark. Something was off because it's like in my situation that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen when we're discussing marriage or we thinking about seriousness and this and that. I'm already planning and preparing, and I'm going to execute it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. So, but that's what I was thinking about. I'm wondering if that's why she did that. Because I mean, or if she just loves him so much, and I don't know how long they could have been together. Did she say 7 years or something like that? As you said?
Yeah, it says 7 years in the video.
So that's that situation. So yes, I think her situation was she just couldn't wait no more. So she's just like, let's just do this. But that should be a sign for her. That should be a red flag for her right there. Like, okay, 7 years, he's not doing. You got to take it to that level to do that. I mean, and then any man that I don't know, any man that would want that is like something is clearly off. I mean. Just buy me a gift or something. You can surprise me for my birthday, but don't get on your knee and propose to me now. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and the other thing is, I think that move comes with a lot of risk. Because I'm be honest with you, I'm sure there's a lot of fellas out right now. They would have cut that off. Yeah, as soon as she did that, especially in front of some people, they would have wrapped it up. Because first of all, that tells you a lot about the young lady. When she's put into a certain situation that she quote unquote doesn't like, that tells you a lot about her just based on how she responded and made that move. So that was really risky. And I know a lot of guys out here, they would have wrapped that up. As soon as she did that, it would have been over. It'd be like, nah, we good and we can kill this relationship and call it a day. Yeah, because I don't think too many guys, to a certain extent, want to be fronted off that way. Because to your point, Herschel, that's not your position. Yeah, that's not your position. And let's say when you make a decision to do something like that, at that point, you're not concerned about that guy at all. All you thinking is self at that point. So yeah, that's a risky move. But to your point, Herschel, to me, it's just a conversation. If it didn't have to go the way it went. It doesn't have to be petty, tying it back to the title. It's just a conversation. Go have a conversation with your man. Because see, he may have a reason why he hasn't done it yet. But see, you don't know. And I think that's another problem. Now that I'm saying that, I think that's another problem is we really got to look at some of these time constraints that we put on certain things. Just being honest. You can see sometimes we get so caught up on what we want, we stop thinking about the bigger picture. Yeah, we stop doing due diligence. We stop, building and understanding what we really got going on. Like we stop doing all those things because we get caught up in our own selfish wants. Yep, who's to say in this young lady's situation, she doesn't go in here and force this engagement. They end up getting married. Then the marriage falls apart. True. Because my man wasn't even mentally ready to do that. But because you were so caught up on what you wanted in the moment, you just threw away and didn't even consider long-term, big picture. You didn't consider none of that. Yeah, she didn't even consider if brother was going to say no or not. Even the real. Yeah, she done went and brought a ring, did all she didn't even consider if the brother was going to say he was going to say no or yes. Like, she didn't even consider that. Yeah, she just wanted to do what she wanted to do. and that was that. Unless that get in bad for you. So I think we got to be honest about this thing and start considering some of these moves that we're making. Let's see, Leisha D, she said most definitely needed to have the conversation. Yeah, and it seems that simple. Yeah, that's another thing we do a lot of. Yeah, go ahead, Chloe. I'll come back. Go ahead.
No, you finish it, and I'll circle back because I'm going to touch on something else.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that was another thing that we do a lot of that I see now. Instead of having the conversations with the person that we are involved with, we come out here to social media. Yeah, you got a whole girl, wife, man, husband at the crib, but then at some point you dissatisfied with them, so then you come to your Instagram and start talking about your husband, your wife, your girl, your man. Like, why you ain't tell your man that? Why you ain't tell your girl that? Like, why you out here on social media in the public court and you ain't even had that conversation with your significant other?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we got to get some of this together. You want to say something, Chloe?
No, I was just going to say, speaking to this subject specifically, I do think that there's a little bit of rushing happening. But I also think that we can't discredit the pressure that society can put on people. There's definitely a lot of pressure to be at certain points at certain times in your life, right? And maybe for men, I don't know if you guys get this. I can't speak for you guys, so I don't know if you get the same pressure put on you. But for a woman, there's definitely some pressure to be at a certain point, to, if you're a woman, to be married by a certain point or to have kids by a certain point. And we are influenced by that, whether we want to admit that we are influenced by that or not, we are. And the truth of the matter is, for women, we also have a biological clock that is ticking. And listen, let me just say this. Men these days have no chill. Men out in these streets, especially in these social media streets where we pretty much live our lives these days, men have no chill. They have no problem reminding you that at 35, your eggs want to go to the graveyard. Okay? Let's just be honest. Men are brutal these days. So they have zero issue telling a woman that after 35, if she ain't had no kids, her odds is this and geriatric. And I've never seen so many men know all about my womb. Like, y'all really up in our wombs these days. I mean, y'all up in our fallopian tubes and our uteruses. I mean, come through. I didn't know y'all was gynecologists. Y'all telling me about my geriatric pregnancy and my rates and how high a risk it is. And I'm just out here like, can you please get out my uterus? But that's another conversation for another day. Right now, we're talking about the fact that does add pressure to a woman. And sometimes, it'll get to her and she'll allow it to get to her. And I think that's, as a woman, that's kind of where we have to kind of set our boundaries and say, listen, am I really happy where I'm at with whom I'm with? And if you're happy with that individual and you guys have talked and there's an understanding, that's the key. You guys have talked. There's been a conversation. You guys have an understanding. You two know where you're going. Then it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter. We have to stop allowing outside influences to come into our situations. And sometimes they come into our situations and they add problems and they cause problems where there are none, right? So we have to make sure we're not doing that. But yeah, I will say that we can't discredit the pressure that is put on people from outside, external sources, and then just being intentional. I don't know that we have to be dating each other depending on the circumstances, because everybody got different circumstances. Do we need to be dating a person in a committed monogamous relationship for 7-10 years before we know whether or not we want to be married? Now, I know if you met young, then I totally get that. Like, you need time to get sorted. But Some of us aren't. We're not meeting, in high school, and some of us are, but not all of us. That's not what's happening. So if you're meeting somebody and you're an adult and she's an adult and you guys are intentional about what you want in life, then I would think for a man, please don't string a woman along. Don't put her in a position where she's doing all of the things that women do for a man that are, showing her intention to want to be a wife to you, and you're accepting all of those things, but then you're not wanting to make her a wife, right? And I would do the same thing for a woman. Don't be playing around with these dudes. Be more intentional. Don't put him in a position where he's trying to protect and provide for you and, guide you and all the things that men naturally bring to a relationship, but you don't even really like him like that. Then he proposed to you, because there's been a lot of women who have been proposed to by men and they've turned them down.
Right.
So it's like, don't get to that point in a relationship with a man where you feel like you need to propose because he's not moving. And then don't get to a point in a relationship where you don't know where that woman stands with you. And you're proposing and she's not accepting. Like, we just got to be more intentional.
So let me ask a question, because that brings up a good point. So I see we got a lot of ladies watching right now. So I got a question. Why would a lady? Yeah, let me play naive right now. Why would a lady turn down a man's proposal? So all the ladies watching right now, drop a comment. Why would a lady turn down a man's proposal?
I don't know.
So if you with this man, y'all in a relationship, building, growing, this man proposes and then you turn it down. I need some lady to drop me a comment. Drop me a comment. Let me know why would a lady be turning down a proposal from a man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love for the ladies to answer this, because just from my personal POV, like, I had to do a lot of work to get proposed to. So I don't know what y'all doing out here to get proposed to and then turning it down, babe, because back in my day, to get proposed to, sis, you had to really put in work. So I don't know why you put in that amount of work with a man and then he proposed to you and you say no. Why'd you even do that to yourself? Why'd you waste your time? Like, I don't get it. So I actually need some of the ladies to explain this particular situation, because it doesn't make sense to me. Unless y'all just got dudes out here that's just proposing to y'all in 5 seconds. Like, if that's the case, then I understand why you turned it down. But if this man, you are in a committed relationship with this man, and you've been in a committed relationship with this man, and they propose to you, say no, like, make it make sense why you with him. So yeah, I would like to know.
I'm just curious. I say, any ladies, let's say, drop me a comment. I'm just curious. Why would a lady be turning down a man's proposal? Especially some guy that she was in a relationship with. I just want to understand that. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Kenyatta says she's not confident in herself to be a wife or to want to move forward in the relationship. Huh. I don't know, Kenyatta.
I mean, okay, I with it. Then my thing is, why do I don't think that Kenyatta's probably not off. I'm just trying to figure out, okay.
No, I'm not saying, yeah.
Why
I don't think she off.
Why does she stay? Then why would a woman stay in a relationship that she has no intention of moving forward with that man? Why stay there? That's the part that I don't understand. Why even be with them then? You don't want anything else with them? That's all you want is just whatever y'all doing?
Because essentially, aren't we saying that she's doing the same thing that the man is doing? So if we're saying that the man is stringing the woman along, not proposing, so this lady staying in the relationship, turning down the proposal. So it's like, is she not stringing him along too? Like that sounds the same to me. But, listen, I'm playing naive right now. Let's see. Donovan said, you said ladies. You said ladies, but I've seen a proposal rejected because who she really wants ain't him.
Wow.
Okay. So, but see, this is what I'm saying. So if who she really wants ain't him, then why are you still with this guy? Yeah, why are you still with this guy for him to propose to you, then you turn him down because he ain't the one that you actually want. Like, so why you, man, I got questions, man. I got questions. Let's see. Let me keep going. See, Kenyatta said it's a flex for her. See, here we go with this flexing. Ridiculous. It's always a flex. But you're probably right about that too, Kenyatta. But it's always a flex going on. Let's see. Donovan said they stay for security. Okay, so we back to the selfish again. Yeah, so essentially you are leveraging this man because he's providing the stability and the security for you. But you know that you don't seriously want to commit to this guy. Let me go to Hirsch. I saw you saying, go ahead, Hirsch.
Yeah, it goes back to me. For me, it goes back to the whole, again, communication barrier. Clearly, that's what I think. For that to even happen, like for somebody to propose, or let's just say for the man to propose who is his whoever, and she rejects it, it's clearly a communication barrier. Like, I think that he should have knew before even stepping forward and going that far. They should have had some type of dialogue, discussion where he should have knew where she's at with it. Unless she's being misleading, which is possible. But for the most part, if you guys are in an intimate relationship and you feel to that level you want to propose, it's not like a Vegas wedding or something, but like real, it's like something is off as far as the communication with you just knowing, for me being there, with proposing, I've done that. So it's like I knew we had many discussions about it where she was like ready, you know what I'm saying? Where I knew that if I did it, she was gonna say yes. You know what I'm saying? So like if I had any doubt or anything like that, and there also was a time when I knew it wasn't the time to do it yet. Even if I wanted to, I was like, oh, it's a little bit too early, or she doesn't seem like she's there yet, or whatever. We need to, I need to learn a little more, stuff like that. So I think that's one of them. I don't know. It's gonna be something off with the communication for that to even happen, or it's just, or somebody's just playing somebody too.
No, that's real. That's real right there, man. Appreciate that. Let's see. Eva Wright. She says, I don't know. I can only guess that's not who she has her eyes on. And she wait.
You don't find that suspicious?
Interesting. Okay, let's see. And she probably doesn't realize that she has eyes on the wrong one. She shouldn't be in a relationship. Yeah, no, that's how I'm seeing it. Because I'm just like, at the end of the day, the ladies say it take the fellas a lot. You let the ladies tell it they got to wait forever for these dudes to propose.
Okay.
So if this guy does propose, here you go.
Stop the cap.
So
go ahead.
If these fellas do propose, then you gonna come back and turn my man down? Like what? Where we do that at? So yeah, I just wanted to know. Let me get some more of these comments. Let's see. Leisha D, she said maybe she is okay with not being married, just wants to be in a committed relationship without the marriage. Okay. Leisha D, I got questions, Leisha D.
I mean, so go ahead. Because I don't disagree, but the point is, so then have y'all never had a conversation then about that? Like, if you're like, okay, if she's just like, you know what, I don't want to do the marriage thing. Y'all ain't never had a conversation about not wanting to do the marriage thing.
Okay, let me dig into this. I can't let this slide. I can't let this slide. I know Leisha D says she's a new listener, so let me pose this question to Leisha D. Leisha D, are you trying to convince me in 2023 that there's women out here that their ultimate goal is not to get married? Like, drop a comment for me. I'm saying their ultimate goal. Are you trying to convince me that there's women out here in 2023 where their ultimate goal is not to be married? Now, I'm not saying that they having issues getting married. I'm not saying that it's been a struggle dating, pee in the dating pool. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about if everything was right and everything was smooth and everything ran how it was supposed to. Are you trying to convince me that women women, some of these women's ultimate goal is not to get married. So drop me a comment, Leisha D. I need to understand what you're saying right here. Let's see. Shout out to Lost in Translation podcast. He said they stay for validation. Okay, I can see some validity right there. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that comment. Let's see. Donovan said marriage. Let's see. The wedding is the end game today, not till death do us part. No, that's facts. Yeah, folks don't be ready for that long haul. They don't look at marriage the same way, or at least for what it's designed for. So that's a whole nother topic. Let's see. Leisha D said, I'm just playing devil's advocate. The goal should be marriage. Okay, so I feel you. All right, Leisha. I caught you backtracking over there a little bit. I appreciate that response. Let's see. Eva Rice. He said, I'm not putting all that work in to get to the proposal. Exactly. I'm not putting in all that work to get to the proposal, then turn it down. Maybe his proposal was premature. Okay. You muted.
This is what I'm saying. Like, who is putting in all that work? But you know what? Maybe women don't have to work like that anymore. You know, maybe relationships are different now. I have been out of the game for a while. You know, I mean, all I hear is women saying they don't want to do wifely duties anymore. All I hear women saying is, he ain't married me, so why should I be having to cook for him and go to school and watch this and do this and all? And they don't feel like they should have to do anything. They don't feel like they should have to make a lunch or cook a meal, or, you know, they don't feel like they should have to do that. So I'm trying to understand who's getting married in 2023 and not having to do any of that stuff. Like this, you know, us OGs, you know, we could tell you, like, you earned that ring, baby. You earned that proposal.
No, that's real right there.
Maybe that's why, you know what? Maybe that's why so many, maybe this is why this is happening. Maybe it's the entitlement. These generations are the generations of entitlement. And so maybe the fact that they're getting things that they haven't earned is why they don't appreciate it, which is maybe this is why they can turn down 50 proposals. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that.
That's real right there. Let's see me get a couple of these comments. Let's see. Lost in Translation podcast. He said, marriage should be a cornerstone and not a capstone in relationships. No, it's facts. That's facts. We definitely got to restore the priority around marriage. I think that would clear up a lot of these issues we're seeing today, but that's my opinion. Let's see. Kenyatta, she said, real women in real relationships with real men have to put in work. I agree with this as well. But I said, Kenyatta, you already know people don't like to do no work. They want it easy. They want it yesterday. They want to just, what they say, they want to just swipe left. Yeah, they don't want to put in no work. Yeah, see, you talking about some folks who came from a different generation when you had to get out here and holler at the females. Yeah, Herschel know what I'm talking about. You had to go try to get that beeper number. You know what I'm saying? You had to catch her at the mall, at the food court, try to, what we used to say, spit a little game to her, get shot down, try the next one. It's like, get rejected. Like these folks today, they just want to swipe left on the app, you know, check their little fishes or whatever the little apps is called, little fish bites, whatever they getting. Get on social media, slide in a DM, like that's different times. But I think those old ways of how we had to do things built stronger people. Yeah, and I think that's the difference. Folks was a lot stronger, a lot more resilient back then versus what we're seeing today. But I'm going to pivot us real quick, then we're going to get on out of here. I didn't want to keep everybody on here too long. So I got to touch this real quick, only because I started touching it yesterday. And this done went viral. And we're going to do this real quick, and then we're going to get on out of here. All right. So this right here, the infamous list. So we are talking topic of tonight. You too damn petty. So I'm sure everybody saw this mess that popped off yesterday. Yeah, this list, the one on the left, from the ladies, started circulating about midday, went viral. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was posting about it. Podcasts were picking it up left and right. Then not too long after that, list number 2 pops up from the men. Here, let me drop this down real quick. I see this, my bad. All right, so list number 2 popped up from the men. So the men populated their list. So we talking people being petty. Yeah, that's what we're talking tonight. We've touched a couple topics just around being petty and when it comes to these relationships and interacting with each other and so forth. And here we go again, another prime example of these lists. So this list that came out from the ladies, allegedly, contains all of these places where a man should not take a woman on the first date. Yeah, I'll just read a couple. We got the Cheesecake Factory. I'm sure we all familiar with the Cheesecake Factory. Now we got Applebee's and Chili's and Olive Garden, the movies. We got bowling on here. We got church on here, nightclubs, sports events, family functions, ice cream dates, coffee dates. So this is the list that comes out from allegedly from the young ladies about places that men should not take women on the first date. Then we slide over to the right. We got this list that comes out allegedly from the fellas. And these are the women that men should not take on a date. Single moms, women with tattoos, women that dress, basically women that dress like they naked out in public, Instagram models, girls with IG pages, girls with piercings that are not in their ears, women with the hair that's a different color than their natural color. Women that travel regularly, women that drink liquor, women that don't have fathers, women that live alone, and so forth. So we got this tit for tat going on. So y'all wanted to get y'all input. Chloe, Herschel, anybody down in the comments. I'm sure you guys probably have had to touch some of this stuff since it started circulating. I know I made a post around it. Some folks responded. But I just want to get y'all thoughts on this whole situation. I'm going to go to Hirsch first. I see him signaling. What you want to say on this, brother?
Yeah, I got a number of things about this. So first thing is, if anybody out here needs a cheat sheet on what and what not to do as far as with dating or this and that, you might as well just stay single. Like me growing up in my days coming up, it's like a case by case situation for me. Not like it's just some general statement of list thing. I mean, each person I encounter, like one female might like Cheesecake Factory, one might not. You know what I'm saying? So you find out about that person, what they like and what they don't like. Not all this little stupid list and all that. That's the one thing I gotta say about the list. The other thing I gotta say about it is this: the fact checking. As far as I'm a conspiracy theorist, so unfortunately, my gut feeling is that both of these lists were not even generated by our people. Somebody else put it out there, and what is it doing? It's causing more division, more separation, more taking sides, more looking at each other negatively, and then we just running with it. You know what I'm saying? That's my other thing I want to say about it. I could be wrong, but my gut's telling me that, because who the people that pretty much got control of what gets put out here, the powers that be, aren't really they're not our color. And I honest, that's my gut. What I feel about that. That's why I don't like the list. I don't like the list at all. I think it's like garbage and silly. And then the other thing I was gonna say about this whole list thing, my last point I missed it. Is overall, that's just what I feel overall. I feel like, again, that goes back to what I was saying. I've seen recently like a 13-year-old boy that graduated and going to college or something like that. Why is that not going viral? Why is this going viral and not that? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like the stuff that we focus on is just so crazy. I could care less who people are taking out on dates and how they are, they're not, and what they don't like, and this and that. I mean, because again, I'm gonna come across somebody, they're gonna be unique, they're gonna be their own person. And they might be, and so for the men's list, it might be like number 7, 6, and 12. They might fit that category, but they're still a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. That's just how I feel. I just feel it's maybe I'm just being a little too anal about it or something, but I don't know. I got my conspiracies about it, and so I don't like entertaining it. It's just me. I don't, I'm not with it. I think that we need to just stop. We need to stop this. We need to stop like these lists and just go back to the old way. Just, go to see somebody at the grocery store and just approach them and then talk to them, communicate. Because this is taken away again from communication. Again, a cheat sheet. Now I ain't gotta talk to nobody. I ain't gotta figure nothing out now. If they got this call, okay, I'm done.
Right.
Versus just meeting somebody, talking to them, getting to know them, finding out what they did, like their dislikes are, and then go from there. So this again, because I know in my head, I know who could put that out there. I'm not fooling with it.
I feel you. No, that makes sense. You want to say something, Chloe?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with her. Like I do. I think it's a little suspect. I definitely think it's suspicious that a little while after the whole cheesecake incident, now we have this list of places not to take. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody chat GPT this list, both of them. I wouldn't be surprised if this ain't straight some straight chat GPT AI generated foolishness based off of what's going on in the community right now. I would not be surprised at all, because literally it was like it went from it being the women to it being the men. And so it's definitely giving somebody is stirring a pot. And I agree that we shouldn't be getting distracted by this. But what I do think we can do is I believe that, hang on one second. Sorry about that. What I think we can do is we can use it as a case study. This is what I typically like to do with stuff like this. Use it as a case study. I think that we should be having a conversation about, not about where a man can't take me on a first date. I think that's ridiculous. What I think we should be having a conversation about is, are there any things as a woman that you've experienced in your dating, experiences that you would caution a man about? Like, let's get around, let's sit around and have a conversation for real. Let's have a panel where we discuss do's and don'ts of dating based off of real life experiences, because there are people out here that are trying to figure out, women, why they're not getting approached. They're trying to figure out why they can get a first date, but for some reason they're not getting that second date. They're really trying to figure out what's going on. Let's get men and women in the room who are single and even some who aren't, that we can have these real conversations and really move us forward and start to bridge the gap instead of doing stuff like this. Maybe there are some women that need to know that some things about the way they speak or some things about the way their appearance might throw a man off. Maybe there's some things that a man needs to know, that when a woman sees this, she doesn't really know how to interpret it. So it's a red flag for her. Like, these are things that need to happen because we do want to be together, right? We do want to date each other. That's why we keep arguing back and forth. If we didn't care, we would just go to our corners and we wouldn't be bothered with any of this. The truth is, we want to be together. So let's actually have real conversations to move us forward. So for me, all this list is saying is that we need to be talking to each other more. Instead of doing this back and forth thing where we're just bumping heads, we actually need to be having conversations. Because I actually believe there's a couple things on this list about men shouldn't take on a date. Some of these things, we need to know, if a man really feels like this, we need to know why you feel like that. Women need to know, if you really feel like it's the red flag when you see a woman with too many tattoos, she might need to understand why you think that. She might need, doesn't mean she's a bad person, right? But why when you see her, what do you perceive? What are you getting from that? Is it what is that? Is just a personal preference? Because that's a different thing. Or is there something that you feel is being communicated through that? Like, we need to have those conversations because people need to know. I feel like if we're doing this to educate each other and have a conversation, great. Let's have the conversation. But if we're just doing this so that we can be petty and go back and forth, we're wasting everybody's time.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, and I think that's really what or really how it comes off. It just comes off petty. You see, at the end of the day, even with the petty things that we are seeing, you know, these stupid lists, there's still value in these stupid lists. And to your point, Chloe, this tells me that we just don't communicate. Yeah, when we look at these lists, and you know, like I said, I saw number 1 on the ladies list here, Cheesecake Factory. We know that the young lady in this video is that went viral, you know, about her saying she wouldn't go to the Cheesecake Factory and all this and all of that. But what I have enjoyed seeing is some ladies speaking in reverse. So they're actually talking about the fact that, you know, their first date was at the Cheesecake Factory and they've been married for 15 years. You know, going back to this list, their first date was bowling. They've been married for 12 years. Their first date was at Olive Garden, and their first date was at Chili's and so forth. And now they're married with husbands and children. So there's value even in this pettiness that we are now existing in now. And basically what it shows you is, while we're doing this bickering and this back and forthing, there's certain people that are out here getting married right now while we out here playing. Yeah, but they ain't turning down no first dates at the bowling alley, at the movies, at the Starbucks, at the ice cream shop, at the sports events. They ain't turning down none of that, because that's how they find their husbands. Yeah, so my takeaway from it is we got to stop playing with it all and we got to get serious. Yeah, while we are using things like these stupid lists to reduce the amount of places that a man can take a woman on the first date, you might be missing out on your husband. Yep, the goal should not be to tell this man what places he can't take you on the first date. The goal should be to go on the first date. Yep, that's the goal. And it shouldn't matter where y'all at. Y'all could be sitting out in front of the water. Y'all could be driving in the car. I saw somebody say he was driving in the car, sipping on some wine or something, talking and kicking it. Like, y'all can be doing whatever, but the goal is the first date and to get to know each other. That's supposed to be the goal. Yeah, it shouldn't be starting out the interaction talking about what you ain't gonna do or where you can't take me. That's just gonna end up with dude saying he ain't gonna take you nowhere, like my man did old girl in the cheesecake video. Yeah, so I think our emotions and our priorities have gotten so distorted. Yep, even going over to this list of the fellas over here, the fellas with their list, they don't want to date single mothers. They don't want to date women with tattoos. It's like, fellas, why don't you communicate that to the ladies? Yep, to Chloe's point, tell them why you feel that way. Yeah, what's behind that? Yeah, but this is why I said earlier in the show, I feel like dudes is just, they reacting and responding to this stuff, and this is not how dudes move. Dudes are supposed to set the tone. Yeah, they shouldn't be reacting to some of this nonsense that's going on out here the way that they are. Let me get some of these comments real quick. Let's see. Eva Wright, she said that part. Alicia D, she said facts 100. See, my guy Vince, he said it's all cap. These same ladies are getting their back, they're getting their back broke by a dude that's not taking her nowhere. I see it every day. I've been both dudes. These dudes capping too. Remy and I went to Chili's and fell in love. Simple as that. Simple as that. Shout out to Remy Williams in the building. She came back and co-signed. She said, yeah, we went to Chili's. Simple as that. Yep, and as funny as that sounds, Chili's is number 3 on the list. Yep, of the places that men should not take women on the first date. And we literally got Vince and Remy saying that they went to Chili's and now they are married. Yeah, so man, all this self-sabotaging we doing and as people say, cutting off our blessings, playing around with these lists. this mess crazy. Yeah, this mess is crazy. Remy threw a little extra on this. She said happily. There it is. There it is. Yeah, shout out to the Williams family. For sure. No, that definitely matters. Shout out to the Williams family in the building. But yeah, like I said, there's plenty of examples like that. So yeah, man, we got to get serious, man. Like I said, all this playing, this tit for tat, and we doing all this fighting, arguing, bickering back and forth, and we doing this ain't doing nothing but holding us up. Yep, all of these relationships we sitting in, turning down proposals. This mess ain't doing nothing but holding us up. Yep, going back to the earlier video, all of this, wanting equality and wanting to be equal to men, but then still wanting the men to be chivalrous and do all this. This ain't doing nothing but holding us up. It's all petty. Yep, it's all petty. We out of order, and it ain't gonna work. So man, we got to get real out here, man. This ain't no game. So let me drop this down. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. I don't want to keep everybody on here too long. Let me go to my guy, Herschel, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man? Oh, let me get this comment, then I'm gonna come to you, Herschel. Shout out to Woodsy Lynette in the building. She said, try Coney Island. She said 27 together, 25 married. Keep waiting, ladies. See, she said it was popping off at the Coney Island, and they still together. 25 years. Yeah, folks better wake up out here, man. It ain't no game. So we got to get serious out here and quit playing. All right, Hersh, you want to say anything before we get out of here, brother?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, maybe something maybe for like a future show or a topic. It's been heavy on my mind recently.
Go ahead.
Like it's like a question I have. Like, do you guys kind of remember back in the day where we normally have just regular days, just go about our life, this and that. And then we have those every once in a while, like a backwards day, or like, oh, everything's just off today. It's just not right. Things is going not well, or things is backwards, this and that. Then you bounce right back and you have the regular days again, this and that. Recently, I've been feeling like every day is like that. Like how we were talking about the cold winter and all that, like things are changing. It just seems like I'm just observing out and about. It's like everything is just is off. The chemistry is off. It's not aligned. Like even with just people, like just two quick stories real quick, and I'll wrap up. This is an example what I mean by it, which is
take your time, man. Take your time.
It was like a coincidence where I was like amazed. So other day, my son wanted to get these nacho fries or something, right? So we go to this one spot. He just wanted the fries. We go there, order the fries. We order some pop too, right? So the machine, I guess, was not functioning right where it, you're how it's supposed to fill it up by on its own, right? So it didn't fill it all the way up, to a certain point where it stopped, where you have to, if you want to top it off, you have to manually just top it off, right? The lady is a younger lady that worked there. She called herself trying to just bypass that, put the little cap on, and I saw her setting things down, and she was going to hand me an unfinished beverage that I'm paying for. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I know she's not going to do this. And I just look in there and I look at her face too, like she's looking like, I hope he doesn't notice. I hope he doesn't, that type of deal. Versus just being a human being like back in the day. Since you see it's not working, okay, now use your finger and just add a little more to fill it up, top it off. Right. So she opens the window to hand it to me. I look at her and I say, that thing's not even filled all the way. Do you know this lady had an attitude with me? She had a problem because I said that. She paused, looked at it, and then she tried to justify why it wasn't that way. Oh, the machine's not working right, and this and that. So I just said to her, okay. So by me saying the okay, what I meant was, okay, then you still have hands. Can you fill it up to the? I didn't want to go. I wasn't being a smart ass to just go all that way. I just said okay. So she paused for a minute, and then she gonna say to me, I'll refill it for you. And I gave her a look like, you damn right you're going to refill it for me. I mean, I'm not asking you to do that. I mean, I paid for this.
Bruh.
So I'm tripping off of that. I'm like, what in the world? And so that from that point on, I was a bad guy now to her. Like I was the enemy. Like I was like I did something wrong. And I'm paying for this drink or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like a quarter of it is missing from the cup. And I'm not trying I wasn't trying to be petty. I was just being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. You know, if I was working there, that's what I would have done. I saw, it was not filled to the top. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to fill the thing up to where it's supposed to be. So anyway, so we leave that spot and I go to another place because my son wanted some nuggets, right? So for years, all the kids with the little chicken nuggets thing. For years, 10 piece. That's what we order. 10 piece. So it's like ingrained in my head, right? No other number but 10.
Right.
Goes to this place, right? I say this to them deliberately. That's all we order. With just a 10-piece nugget. I said, just 10-piece nugget. The lady gives me the total. It's like $1.90 you can pull around. And I said, wait a minute. So I stopped. I didn't pull around yet. I waited till she came back and I said, hey, so it's $1.90 for 10-piece nuggets. And so because and here I am trying to be a good Samaritan. Like, I'm not gonna try to cheat y'all. Was it a special going on? So then she says, you ordered a 4-piece. I said, no, I said 10-piece nuggets. So she's going to say to me, that's not what I heard. And I said, that's what I said. So then it got quiet. It was silence now. I'm sitting. So then I ended up having to say hello. And she's going to say, you can pull around. And I'm like, what in the... And so I pull around, and you know how they have the 2 windows. So the person that I was exchanging the money with, they didn't take the order. Somebody totally different. Right. So I asked for him. I realized how old I am now. So I actually asked for a manager and complained. Normally I would be like the person like, why are you gonna do that? But I felt so. I mean, the person with the drink thing, they set me off already. So now I'm like, I'm going to a whole different franchise, whole different place. I'm getting the same BS treatment. And so I complained about it. And I'm saying, like, in my opinion was like, I was like, wait a minute, I don't care what you heard or you thought you heard. 9 times out of 10, what happened was you just pushed the wrong, now it's so easy. All you have pictures, you know what I'm saying? You just push the wrong picture on the thing. That's all. Just own up to that and let's just move on from it, And then it's like, now in my thing is, when does 10 sound like 4?
Right.
No. So I'm not buying that. You're not running that by me. You're not gonna put it on me like I'm just some buffoon that accidentally said 4-piece instead of 10-piece. Like, come on now. So then the manager tried to act like she had some empathy and was like, oh yeah, that's right. You're right. She shouldn't have went back and forth with you. Because that's what I'm thinking. I mean, who cares? Why are we going back and forth? Just switch the order and then I'll pay for it and I'll get out of there. So but I honestly, my gut feel it because I looked at the manager face too. They probably, when I pulled out, they probably were talking about me. She probably didn't even correct her or anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's just customer service is all jacked up. It's just, and I was sitting there thinking, what are the odds of me to go to 2 different places and then get the same like weird, disrespectful treatment? That's what I meant by it. Like it's just off. Like just the universe, something's just not right. Something is not clicking. And maybe that's something we get deeper into another time or something like that. I just wanted to share that. I'm like lost right now with the times.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. I think and I'll just touch it real quick. Let's say because it may be worth the conversation. I think I think it more speaks to people's. I think it more speaks to people's lack of respect. Yeah, because see, there's some different things going on today. We think about some simple things. I said we've kind of touched on some of these things on the show before. I see Vince down in the comments. He'll probably remember this. But we've touched on some of these things before. There used to be a time where a man could give a lady a compliment and she just took the compliment. But now, if a man gives a woman a compliment, he got to be trying to holler. It's got to be some ulterior motive. Like it's all these things, right? I'm saying? There used to be a time when a man could hold the door for a young lady walking into an establishment, and she would just say thank you and keep walking. Now, that don't really go like that. It's to the point where a lot of dudes don't even want to hold the door no more. Like it doesn't go that way. Yeah, there used to be a time when a woman could be at the grocery store trying to unpack her cart. The dude could walk up, ma'am, you need some help with that. You got that heavy case of waters down there. You need some help. You can't do that now. And I think it just speaks to what we are living now. Like I said, the level of respect that we have for each other, a lot of it's just done disappeared. Yeah, but it's just done disappeared. Yeah, fellas used to be able to do certain things for women, and it was just, thank you, I appreciate it, and you kept it moving. But now it comes with repercussions. Yeah, women used to do, do nice things for fellas, They'd make a dude a plate. He wasn't they man, he wasn't their husband. She'd make a dude a plate, give him a plate, and he'd be like, thank you, I appreciate you, sis. And he'd go ahead and eat and keep it moving. Now that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a problem now. Yep, guys used to see young ladies on the side of the road with a flat tire. They'd pull over. Says she needs some help with that tire. Like, that's a problem now. That comes with repercussions now. Yep, ladies don't want to engage with a dude if he's trying to pull over and help him out, stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire. So, yeah, I think it just speaks more to the times and the lack of respect and care that we have for each other now. We just don't value each other. That's where I can sum it up. We don't value each other the same way. You have the young lady, the folks that you're speaking about, with your experience at the restaurants, man. It's just that whole caring customer service, like it's all tied. Like nobody really appreciates anybody else. Yeah, without you pulling up with your son and get them nuggets and them fries, they don't have no job. But it's like people don't even appreciate that more because, at all, because they're so caught up in this entitled mindset. They just think you're just supposed to be giving them something, yet they're providing the service to you. But they think you're supposed to give them something. To your point, soon as you pull it off, I already know. I guarantee you, brother, they was talking about you. Yeah, this dude and his attitude and the way he was talking and all this and all of that. But I said it just ties back to this lack of care and value and respect that we have for each other. You just see it in all of these instances. Yep, dudes, like I said, going back to the topic, dudes trying to take ladies out on the first date. Yeah, she ready to tell you out the gate where you can't take her. It's like, dang, I'm trying to show you a good time. I'm about to pay the bill. And now you telling me where I can't take you? Like, is this what we doing? So yeah, man, it's just like I said, for me, it's just a lack of respect and a lack of value and a lack of care for each other. And I think that's why we see a lot of this tit for tat and this friction that exists between us. Just trying to do simple things, holding doors, saying thank you, helping a lady out, helping her change a tire when you don't know her. Like, stuff has gotten so disconnected and so cold and non-organic today. I think it is just at the root of a lot of these disconnects that we have, regardless if it's in a relationship or it's out in public. But yeah, it's a lot. Let me get a couple of these comments, then I'm coming to you, Chloe. Let's see. Vince said they act like they are doing you a favor. Yes, they do. They really do. They really do. See, Woodsy said, go right on Yelp and Google and complain. That's true. Definitely put your complaint in. Let's see, Remy Williams, she said they be grimming me too. Shake my head, just angry. Yeah, and there's a lot of folks walking around here angry as well. That's a good point, Remy. It's a lot of folks walking around here angry. Yeah, but I think it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that they are not ready to do the work that they need to do to change their situation. So they walk around here angry at the world, as they say. And really for no good reason. Yeah, but they don't want to put in that work to address themselves, hold themselves accountable, and do the work that they need to do to change their situation. Let's see, Kenyatta said people working in these places think they are entitled because they are preparing your food, then have the nerves to want to tip in the drive-thru. Facts. Yeah, that entitlement is crazy. Let's see, she says because you're more than likely smiling and pleasant. Yep, no doubt. See, Woodsy said, I could tell you why, but you already know. That we do. Let's see, Remy said, Kenyatta, yeah, always. Facts. All right, let me get a Chloe, so we're going to get on up out here. You want to say anything closing, Chloe?
Yeah, no, I also think, like I said earlier, that there's a issue with people in general these days just feeling entitled. They just in general, they feel entitled. They feel like the world owes them something, including you, and they don't even know you. Like people feel like they just deserve, and I other than the basic amount of respect that every person should receive just for being a person, a human being, I don't owe you nothing else. Like I owe you the respect of being a person alive with feelings and thoughts, but I don't owe you anything else. Everything else you do have to earn. You do. You have to go to work every day and earn a paycheck. And I know people get tired of hearing this, but I didn't tell you to work here. You work here, just like you didn't tell me to work where I work. So what am I gonna, why be bitter and mad at you because I'm unhappy in my situation? Change it. Or stop complaining. How about this? Show up to your job every day because you chose that job for whatever reason. Show up every day and be the best version of yourself you can be. And I guarantee you, your attitude will change. The way people interact with you will change. Because energy definitely transfers. So it's crazy to me. I think that same rule applies in relationships and everywhere else in your life. It really does. Stop feeling like you're entitled to anything. Women, stop trying to control everything. You can't say in one moment that you want a man to take lead and take charge, and you don't want to always have to think about everything, and you don't want to always have to be the one doing everything. But then you won't even allow a man to ask you out and then decide where you guys are going. Something so simple as that. You can't even let him choose where you guys go on the date. But you keep going around here saying, where are the men at that want to lead? Ma'am, is it that they can't lead? Or is it that you're not allowing them to take the leadership role that they are capable of assuming, because you're taking all the decisions away from them? You're taking all of their ability to be able to lead you. And then when the relationship doesn't work, then you double down and say it was their fault. We have to recognize when we are being our own worst enemy. So when I say do the work, ladies, this is what I mean. At the end of the day, it's not about the date. It's not about that. It's about the connection, the potential connection you can make with this person. So it doesn't even matter what you guys do. It's the first date. You're just trying to get to know this person. Really, a coffee date is sufficient for you just to meet up with someone to get to know them. It's totally acceptable to meet for drinks or coffee. It's totally acceptable, because guess what? You might find out that it will be a total and complete waste of your time to sit across from the table with this man, to have dinner with him. You might find out you don't really want to eat with this person. So why waste your time? Why waste his time? Everybody's talking about they ain't got time. They ain't got time. Ain't got time. Who got time for that? Anybody got time for that? So then why waste the time? Go meet with them at Starbucks, have a coffee, or don't go to Starbucks, don't go somewhere else. But anyway, meet with them, have coffee, and and then find out if it's even worth it. And then if it's worth it, then you guys can sit down and plan whatever kind of date y'all want to go on. Like, I just think it's ridiculous. It's crazy, the standards today. A lot of y'all are talking yourselves out of a date. You talking yourselves out of a relationship. And I don't know. I'll land there, because at this point I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again. And I guess I'm talking to the ones who are really serious about wanting to really be in a relationship. They're serious about wanting to change situations in their lives. And if that is you, then that's who I'm talking to. Otherwise, if you ain't about that life, then keep scrolling.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
How about
that? Simple as that. Simple as that. Well, man, like I said, we're gonna get on out of here. Listen, I'm not gonna say nothing else for tonight. I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Shout out to folks that came over from YouTube. Shout out to Kenyatta as well. Remy in the building. Woodsy in the building. Shout out to my guy Donovan. Shout out to my guy Vince in the building as well. Shout out to Leisha D over at YouTube representing with us tonight. Shout out to Eva Wright. Shout out to Lost in Translation podcast representing over at YouTube as well. I think that was everybody. Shout out to Crystal Reed as well, checking in earlier on. This is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday night. We are on YouTube and we are on Facebook, so definitely like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to my panel holding me down, Chloe and Hirsch. Appreciate y'all rocking. Hold me down tonight. Great conversation. Great topic. Let's see. Leisha D said y'all have a great evening. You as well, Leisha, and definitely come back to join us and bring a friend with you next time you join us. But we appreciate your comments and you checking out the show over here at Kandid Konvos. But man, every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday.